What if I told you that God's provision isn't just about meeting basic needs, but about strategically positioning you where you need to be for His bigger plan? In Joshua 21, the Levites didn't simply receive cities, they were placed exactly where they were needed most, fulfilling God's promises and showing us how He meets both spiritual and practical needs in our lives today. These cities weren't random, they were part of a divine strategy that shows God's faithfulness and perfect timing. Imagine how differently you'd live if you saw every opportunity and relationship as part of God's plan. Ready to dive into how His provision works for you, just like it did for the Levites? Then, let's read the chapter together. Now the family heads of the Levites approached Eleazar the priest, Joshua son of Nun, and the heads of the other tribal families of Israel at Shiloh in Canaan, and said to them, "The Lord commanded through Moses that you give us towns to live in, with pasture lands for our livestock." So, as the Lord had commanded, the Israelites gave the Levites the following towns and pasture lands out of their own inheritance. The first lot came out for the Kohathites, according to their clans. The Levites, who were descendants of Aaron the priest, were allotted 13 towns from the tribes of Judah, Simeon, and Benjamin. The rest of Kohath's descendants were allotted 10 towns from the clans of the tribes of Ephraim, Dan, and half of Manasseh. The descendants of Gershon were allotted 13 towns from the clans of the tribes of Issachar, Asher, Naphtali, and the half-tribe of Manasseh in Bashan. The descendants of Merari, according to their clans, received 12 towns from the tribes of Reuben, Gad, and Zebulun. So the Israelites allotted to the Levites these towns and their pasture lands, as the Lord had commanded through Moses. From the tribes of Judah and Simeon they allotted the following towns by name. These towns were assigned to the descendants of Aaron, who were from the Kohathite clans of the Levites, because the first lot fell to them. They gave them Kiriath Arba, that is, Hebron, with its surrounding pasture land, in the hill country of Judah. Arba was the forefather of Anak. But the fields and villages around the city they had given to Caleb son of Jephunneh as his possession. So to the descendants of Aaron the priest they gave Hebron, a city of refuge for one accused of murder, Libnah, Jattir, Eshtemoa, Holon, Debir, Ain, Jeddah, and Beth Shemesh, together with their pasture lands, 9 towns from these 2 tribes. And from the tribe of Benjamin they gave them Gibeon, Geba, Anathoth, and Almon, together with their pasture lands, 4 towns. The total number of towns for the priests, the descendants of Aaron, came to 13, together with their pasture lands. The rest of the Kohathite clans of the Levites were allotted towns from the tribe of Ephraim. In the hill country of Ephraim they were given Shechem, a city of refuge for one accused of murder, and Gezer, Kibzaim, and Beth Horon, together with their pasture lands, 4 towns. Also from the tribe of Dan they received Eltekeh, Gibbethon, Aijalon, and Gath-Rimmon, together with their pasture lands, 4 towns. From half the tribe of Manasseh they received Tanakh and Gath-Rimmon, together with their pasture lands, 2 towns. All these 10 towns and their pasture lands were given to the rest of the Kohathite clans. The Levite clans of the Gershonites were given, from the half-tribe of Manasseh, Golan and Bashan, a city of refuge for one accused of murder, and Be-Eshterah, together with their pasture lands, 2 towns. From the tribe of Issachar, Kishon, Daberath, Jarmuth, and En-Gannim, together with their pasture lands, 4 towns. From the tribe of Asher, Mishal, Abdon, Helkath, and Rehob, together with their pasture lands, 4 towns. From the tribe of Naphtali, Kadesh in Galilee, a city of refuge for one accused of murder, Hammoth Dor, and Kartan, together with their pasture lands, 3 towns. The total number of towns of the Gershonite clans came to 13, together with their pasture lands. The Merarite clans, the rest of the Levites, were given from the tribe of Zebulun, Jokneam, Kartah, Dimnah, and Nahalal, together with their pasture lands, 4 towns. From the tribe of Reuben, Bezer, Jahaz, Kedemoth, and Mephith, together with their pasture lands, 4 towns. From the tribe of Gad, Ramoth and Gilead, a city of refuge for one accused of murder, Mahanaim, Heshbon, and Jazer, together with their pasture lands, 4 towns in all. The total number of towns allotted to the Merarite clans, who were the rest of the Levites, came to 12. The towns of the Levites in the territory held by the Israelites were 48 in all, together with their pasture lands. Each of these towns had pasture lands surrounding it. This was true for all these towns. So the Lord gave Israel all the land he had sworn to give their ancestors, and they took possession of it and settled there. The Lord gave them rest on every side, just as he had sworn to their ancestors. Not one of their enemies withstood them. The Lord gave all their enemies into their hands. Not one of all the Lord's good promises to Israel failed. Every one was fulfilled. Let's say a quick prayer to thank the Lord for his mercy. Father, thank you so much for the wisdom and understanding you've given us through this study. We're grateful for the way you always provide, and how you strategically place us exactly where we need to be. We know your promises are true, and your faithfulness is something we can always rely on. Help us now to take what we've learned and apply it to our everyday lives. Guide us, Lord, in trusting your plan, and help us see your provision in the little things. We lean on you for strength, and we're so thankful that you're with us every step of the way. Amen. Now that you've seen how God's provision and perfect timing are woven into every detail of your life, the real question is, how will you respond? Are you ready to trust that God has positioned you exactly where you need to be to fulfill his purpose? Think about the areas in your life where you're still trying to take control. What would happen if you allowed God to work his plan through those situations? Take a moment and ask yourself, what is he calling you to do right now? Whether it's a new opportunity, a difficult relationship, or even a quiet season of rest, God is positioning you for something greater. And here's the thing, this isn't just ancient history, it's real for you today. You are not where you are by chance. Just like the Levites, God has strategically placed you in the right space to fulfill his plan. Trust that his promises will be fulfilled, his provision will be more than enough, and his faithfulness will carry you through every challenge. If you're ready to embrace this truth and walk confidently in the knowledge that God has a strategic plan for your life, then it's time to take action. So, what's your next step? Apply these lessons to your life, and watch how God moves in unexpected ways. And don't forget, if you want to keep learning about how God's plan unfolds in your life, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next. And, as always, don't forget to check the last video and learn more about the scriptures.